Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. It is I'm your host. There I am. I know you're like, well, where the heck are you? I'm here. It's Lauren Michaels Harris. How are you? I am on the second half of my first cup of coffee. So I am going to hit the bell of purpose and pray that I have something working in my favor this morning because usually by now I've hit 2 cups. So I am dragging a little bit of booty today. Oh, thank you. I'm glad. Thank you for noticing. So anyway, I'm only saying that because, excuse me, it's been 2 days now that I have been back in the gym, and I do mean GYM since for over I know because some of you were thinking, wasn't he married? I thought Brian was his husband. Yes, Brian is my husband, still is, and always will be. So yeah, I joined the gym. We joined. We were in a gym, but our gym, which will remain nameless, Lifetime. Um, it started to feel like you were working out at O'Hare Airport. It was just crazy busy all the time. My mind could not relax. I think our brains the muscle, right? And it needs to relax, and it just couldn't relax so that I could do what I needed to do. At least that's the excuse that I used for the last 12 months. So now we're at Edwards Hospital in their gym facility, and it's absolutely wonderful, just as quiet. And here's the best part of all: 80% of the people there are older than us. That's how you do that. So anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to our guest who's in the green room. And from what I hear, um, very picky about the crumpets that we've laid out for her. We'll have to ask about that. She has a cafe coming open. She's trying to open, and she's going to open. So she's probably very picky about what she puts in her body. But we have lots of things in there. I'm kidding. There is no green room. I mean, there is, but there's nothing in there. She's really at home. So anyway, Shelly Massey's here with us today, the creator of the Goldfinch Cafe. You're going to learn more about that this morning. She will be back. She was in the room. I think she just ran out to get something. Um, Christina Cash, thank you. Kelly Greco, Robert Brooker, Shelly Dale. The whole crowd is coming in, and come on in. Wow, look at all the viewers this morning. Okay, Shelly, don't worry. I saw you pop out. What'd you do? Go get some Starbucks or something? Our coffee in there wasn't good enough? Mm-hmm. Shelly. I'm talking to you. Okay, wait a minute. I'm not gonna bring you in yet. I'm not gonna bring you in yet. I was gonna bring you in early. But listen, everybody, there's some things I want to show you while Shelly's back. First of all, thank you all for coming in today. We are live streaming LIVE across Facebook, YouTube, Roku, Android, Apple TV, Periscope, and of course, our home base over at E360 TV Live out of Phoenix, Arizona. I want to send a shout out to my good buddy, Joshua T. Berglund, the host of Gratitude Unfiltered, which airs right before Bathrobe Moments. So you might want to get up early and start your day with a cup full of gratitude. Now, I wonder why Shirley keeps dropping off. Shirley, she keeps dropping off. I hope we don't have a problem today. I know one thing: we don't have a problem with our sponsor this week. Our sponsor this week are our good friends over at symposium.us, where conversation becomes currency. Excuse me. Today's episode, of course, is powered by symposium.us. Why don't you get over and download the app today, or simply check out all the great opportunities where you can turn your viewers into paper viewers. And I am going to show you how you do that
right now. So take a look at this. Take a look at this. Here we go. Okay. And this is a lot of board hopping here for you all who aren't in the know. So you have to bear with me. Okay, that's one of the things you can do. And I got something else for you really quickly so we can get all this out of the way in one fell swoop. How about this? something else for you guys to sink your teeth into. Take a look and see if there's anything you recognize here. Wait a minute. Okay, it's gone. Okay,
Well, that's some of the stuff you can do with our sponsor, Symposium.us, turning your phone into a payphone, and also E3TV Live in case you want to have your own. You don't need CBS, NBC, or any of those big networks anymore. You want to E360 Live. So anyway, my guest Shelley disappeared. I think did she get cold feet? I feel like Julia Roberts has left the building on horseback. Shelley, I'm wondering where you're at, but in the meantime, I'm going to pop you up on the screen and let everybody take a look at how beautiful you are inside and out. Um, Let me just tell you a little bit about our guest. Somebody call Christina Cash. Oh, wait, never mind. I was going to send an APB out. A raven, anything. Our guest today is Shelley Massey. She is a self-proclaimed empath, unless she won some award for it that I'm not aware of. I'm an empath, so I can't wait to get into that with her. But she says it's her superpower, so I really can learn from her. And she says that her life has led her to this place of creating a space where everyone is truly welcome to the table, no matter the means or the circumstances. And of course, we're talking about the Goldfinch Cafe, which is a pay as you can cafe. I love the concept. That's what we're going to talk about today. Shelley believes that we all have an opportunity to create social change through a socially responsible community. That is also a biggie in my book, and she's going to create the cafe that proves it. And she believes that together we can show the world that kindness and compassion lives within each of us, and sometimes it just needs to be welcomed, beckoned, if you will, to the table. She is a West Michigan girl from the beach areas there, living in downtown Aurora, Illinois, for over 20 years, and she has a circus. This is her word, not mine. Five and one grand love. And let me hide that because I was trying to figure out, is that what she calls her husband, partner, significant other, or is that just a young hip grandmama's way to say grandchild? I don't know. We're gonna find out. So right now, let's see, where can I can do it right here, and I'm gonna bring Miss Shelley in. Now you guys know how it works. She is going to go across the screen into a million little pieces. Um, okay, let me get rid of that. I don't need that. Okay, there Shelley is. I'm gonna move her up the ladder. And do I need that? Do I need that? I don't need that. Okay. Okay, Shelley. Oh, okay. I am. Then I have to do all this tech stuff, Shelley, uh, to make sure you stage me and look more. So, you are extremely gorgeous. So this is gonna take a minute because I can't make you ugly. Oh my God, my ugly filter is not working on you. Remove thy power, Shelley. I'm not kidding. I need a. Oh my God. Okay, you're just gonna have to stay beautiful. Okay, everybody, here she comes. Oh, here she comes. Now, Shelley, let me warn you. I have just started sending your. Oh God, you got here fast. You are an empath. Usually, it takes like well, not 5 minutes, but like a minute for all your particles to break up and move across the broadband and then reconfigure over on the screen. You did it in like 15 seconds. Okay, I'm scared of you. Everybody, welcome Miss Shelley Massey. No relation to Shirley Massey. I've already asked. And listen, everybody, this is going to be a good one. So guess what? You remember what this is? New to season 4. This is our bell of purpose. Now, what this means, and this is serious. This means that if you hear something, if something touches your spirit, reaches out and makes you go, "Ooh, that's a good one." You go, girl. I meant her, but you can call me that too. I'm not sensitive. We're going to hit the spell. That means this is your chance to be a part of something bigger than yourself. Everybody wants to be. That means that you need to hit the share button, invite some friends, start a watch party. At minimum, throw some hearts up on the screen and show our guest, girl, I feel you. Woo, woo. We're picking up what you're laying down. That's our bell of purpose. So listen out for it. Shelly, welcome to the show. How you doing today?
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
I've been really looking forward to this.
Yeah, you scared me there because you ran out of the room, like your shoes were on fire twice. And I was like, oh my God, where's she going? I know it wasn't you, it was the internet. But you have a house full of cheering, as my grandmama would have said.
Mhm.
Girl, you sure got a mess of cheering. So you have 5 kids, and I see how many. Tell us about how you got to the point of having 5. Why that magic number, and what's it like?
Yeah. So actually, in high school, I was voted most likely to have a Brady Bunch family, and
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Let's just clear it up because you know somebody out there was just sitting there next to 2 girlfriends, and you know they looked at each other because I know some of my family's watching, so they went, "She was a hoe." You know what I'm saying? Well, come on. I mean, yep. Okay, at least it wasn't the one most likely to get pregnant by 10th grade. So anyway, okay, so people said you were very nurturing. I'm sorry. It's bathroom moments, girl. Come on. But so
Well,
people, what were you,
maybe
a
part of it
babysitter?
was I came from a big family,
Ah.
and so maybe that was part of it. But I actually, and my kids know this, I actually never intended to have a lot of kids. I was really independent, and I had really I just had different ideas of what life wanted to look like. And but yet I really I think as an empath, I still had that nurturing heart in me all the time. And so after my first daughter was born, I was pretty young. I was still in college when my first daughter was born, and then not soon long after my second daughter was born, and we started working in a group home.
Oh,
hmm
wow.
I
I've
worked
been in those.
yeah. So I worked in a group home with 12 high school boys, um, and then I worked in a group home with 12 high school girls for 5 years. And
Wow.
so that's where we raised our 2 youngest kids at. We were what's called family teachers, and it was some of the best years of our lives. I learned how to be a parent. I learned what true compassion and empathy was. I learned what real love was. I learned what it meant to enter into someone's stories and not leave,
Hmm.
but then having to leave. Um, it that time in my life broke my heart open more than any time in my life.
What do you mean when you say enter their lives and then not leave? Take us a little deeper into that if you could.
To enter into their lives and then not leave.
Yeah.
What that means. So there was no one else when everything is stripped away.
Mm-hmm.
When you lose that security of home, when you lose that security of what your routine is, when you enter into the next step of um, this was a step before foster care, or this was
Mm-hmm.
a step before, and so when you are entering into that step, um, you've lost all control of your life. Everything that is normal is gone.
Now, can I interrupt? Can I ask you something? Was your
Mhm.
first experience with foster care, and because you know my story, I'm sure you
Mhm.
do.
Mhm.
I came out of that system. I aged out of
Mhm.
that system, 22 homes, and so your experience as the group home worker, was that your first time, or did you have like friends? Because I know people just like you who, they were always they gravitated. Like even when they were in junior high and elementary, they had friends that they knew. That's where they were introduced at an early age and something. And like I hear that thing in your voice, because at first I was like, when I remember when I got your bio a couple weeks ago, I was like, how's she just gonna say she's an empath, right? I even asked Alexa, Alexa, what are all the definitions of an empath, right? But then you know what? When I hear you speak, um, I can. Oh, hi, Kim Jorgensen. Hey, I called Kim and told her you were going to be on the show at the last minute, and I got her voicemail. Thank you for coming, Kim. But I know and see. Oh, we all have that connection too. We were all in Listen to Your Mother, so we're going to talk about that too. Um, I can hear in your voice. It's like your when it comes to reading and feeling emotions. This is what it looks like to me because I'm an empath in my own way. I have to be. I had to be in order to survive the system. Let's put it that way. But it's like I can see you walking out on the ice, and you have to walk very gingerly. Oh, that was Brian. Hi, Brian. Hi, honey. Everybody just saw you walk by. Um, um, we only saw the bottom half. I'm just letting you know. My husband, he just got up. It's like walking out on ice, and you can feel it kind of cracking. You can't see the line in it, but you can hear that where it's yeah, because you can't turn that off. You cannot turn that off. And I have a good friend who is so sensitive to the emotions of the world. It sometimes she says it's a curse more than because she cannot turn it off. And she sees things all the time that just break her heart. How is it with you? Because I have a feeling that's kind of it.
Mhm. Yeah. In fact, just yesterday, I was at yoga class, and we were doing a meditation, and I could feel the weight of the past couple weeks kind of bear down on me. And instead of fighting that, I just invited it to the table, and just said,
Oh,
okay, what do you need to teach me in this moment? Um, what is it I need to learn from this pain and this even this anger that I'm feeling, this disappointment, all naming those feelings, naming all of it, but and letting it have a voice, and then giving it the respect to let it go.
to let it go.
Mhm.
So, Shelley, I see. I'm interested. I gotta admit, I'm interested because I thought all along in your bio, and then I said, "Oh, how clever of her! She keeps referring to welcome to the table," and I'm thinking you're talking about Goldfinch Cafe, which we're about to get into. But I see that you mean that in more than one way. You use it in your own personal life, and it's about what we do. Um, as far as all of us having an obligation to be of service to others in this world, we each have a table, and we set the table will set for us, and then people are invited to sit at it. I love that approach. I love that visual, and I love that analogy. So tell me this: um, do you believe, Shelley, that a lot of us are not fully utilizing our tables?
Hmm. I think that we're afraid of our tables. I think that
Explain that.
um, I think that I think we've been accustomed um, to numbing the table. If we come close to the table, then we think, well, I'll just numb that because that hurts. Um, that feels uncomfortable. That feels that feels hard, that feels uneasy, that feels scary, that's an unknown, that feels like a wilderness that I'm not willing to go to. And I feel like there's so much freedom, if we go to the table and we just listen, because I think that we're not meant to carry it all. We're also not meant to walk that same path. I think when we come to the table and we think, so let's just say, like, you're carrying so much anger, like you just continue to carry this anger, and you continually see these invitations to come to the table and lay it down, and you ignore it. Well, then it continues just to fester in you, and and all of a sudden you find yourself, you're putting on weight, or you're lashing out at people, or you stay in a job that you don't like, or you start drinking more, or you start numbing things, and you wonder, like, why am I not getting anywhere in life? Well, perhaps that invitation to do something about it is already there.
I get it. I get it. A table isn't always just some place where you go to pick something up. Many
No.
times it can be a surface where you are meant to go to lay something down. And I
Yes.
get that. I get that. So, and it is, and when you do lay something down there, you'll see something across the table. Ooh, I didn't see that bowl of muffins. Let me get one. You see what
Mhm.
I'm saying? But you don't see it until you lay something down, and other things appear that you want to
Mhm.
pick up. Because if you don't, you only have so much space. You only have
Right.
so many pockets. You only
Right.
have two hands. So
Right. Also, though, when you're invited to the table, you may find that someone else is there that you need to hear. So let's say, so, well, let me first circle back. When you asked, like, if I'd always been an empath, or if that's something that has always been a part of me, I need to say I grew up as a granddaughter of a social worker
mm-hmm.
and as a daughter of a social worker. And
Oh,
so it's always been, you know how some people are born with a silver spoon in their mouth? I feel like I was born with a social justice spoon in my mouth.
I was born with a plastic one.
Right. So
Really?
there. So we were all
Okay, that's a good one.
right.
I get it.
Anyway.
Okay,
So
so you know what? Here's where I want us to go now because
yeah.
this thing, I want to share something with everybody here so
Yeah.
that we can get.
Okay.
And get you back on the screen. Oh, there you are. Okay, there you are. Let's see if you can break yourself up into a. There, boy, you got back on the screen quickly. So, what is first of all, give everybody the website address so if they want to go over and take a look while we're here on the air, they can. They may have some questions that they find while they're
Sure.
perusing.
Absolutely. It's called thegoldfinchcafe.org.
Goldfishcafe.org. So, of course, that lets us know it's a nonprofit. Now, this concept, I know that it is not just something that you've come up with, but who is it? Was it John Bon Jovi or who was it?
Well, he
He
is,
has
yes,
one.
He has 3 actually.
Tell us about the concept and
Yeah,
what's behind it and who it services and what your intentions are with it.
absolutely. So yes, John Bon Jovi does have 3 cafes. However, he was not the originator of the idea. Um, Brad and Libby Berkey actually have the longest running cafe, and they are in Denver, Colorado. Brad Rubendale is now actually the executive director. It's called Same Cafe. There are over 60 cafes now in the US under the umbrella of the nonprofit One World Everybody Eats.
Wow.
Yes. And the exciting thing about Brad and Libby, now Brad Rubendale's cafe, Same Cafe, is they are actually going to franchise now soon, which is pretty cool. And they have a food truck. They're amazing. They're
Okay.
simply amazing. They're helping mentor us, and
So tell everybody about the concept because
yeah,
a lot of people don't even know what this means, what it stands for. I've never heard of it. It is a pay what you can
yeah,
cafe. So
yeah,
how does that look? Let's take me through it. Let's role play here. I come
yeah.
in off the street. It doesn't mean I'm homeless.
No,
I could be a senior citizen on a fixed income. I could just be somebody who's having a hard week. So
yeah.
I walk
You could
in. I
you could
walk
be
in.
someone who makes $500,000 a year. Everyone is welcome.
So I
Um,
come in and I sit down. You bring me a menu. Now what happens?
right. And so we are modeling the cafe. There's another cafe we're modeling after. It's called A Place at the Table in Raleigh, North Carolina. And so you will look at the menu. They will have suggested prices on the menu. You could, one, pay the suggested price. You could pay a portion of the suggested price. You could volunteer your time, and that would pay for the meal. We may
But
have, we're
like, but
still,
like, wait. So like, you
Mhm.
volunteer right then, get up and come wash some dishes or something,
You could, or you
or
could
do you?
sign up ahead of time,
Hmm.
or you could come back another time and
Okay.
volunteer.
Wow.
Or we're kind of toying with a idea, and I think we'll probably do this. Is you could bring in produce, and that also could pay for your meal.
Okay.
Um, so the idea is that everyone deserves a place at the table, no matter their means, no matter their circumstances. That so many times that if you think about going to a restaurant is a privilege. It's a privileged it's a privileged mindset
Hmm.
to have, and so to have choice um, is giving people dignity. If you go to, so a question we get a lot is, well, what about the houseless shelter? They get food there. Like, why do we need this? Okay,
Now,
well,
okay.
at the houseless shelter, absolutely, they do an amazing job. I love what they do there. However, it is not a restaurant. You do not get to sit down at a table. They do not bring you your menu. It is not. Um, it is not. That is not how it is set up. You don't get to order. You don't get the dignified um,
Right.
option to pay.
Right. Right.
Um,
Where you can do better if you want to,
right.
because a lot of people assume. Now, this can, in my opinion, I could see how this could go a couple different ways if we just keep it real. For
Hmm.
instance, you know, when Brian and I go to the mall, there's a little restaurant that we go to over there right outside, the little perimeter of the mall. And there's always a guy who is a houseless guy, let's put it that way, who's sitting in there just, because it's a place to sit. Now, what about the people who come into your place to support it and they say, okay, I'm going to pay a little extra or I'm going to donate
Hmm.
or any of the options? And they look around and they see what appears to be five people who just, you can tell they are pretty much off the street. What do you think?
Hmm.
What does that kind of do to how do we, what kind of mindset do we have to come? It's one thing when you walk in a place and you see one person. But what if you walk in and you see 6 or 7 and you're expected to sit
Mhm.
down? How is that? I think that's going to be quite the mindset challenge for a lot of people. I don't think it's
Mhm.
going to be as easy for some people as they might think.
Mhm.
What say you?
Yeah. Oh, I completely agree, and I think that it is going to be. I think it's going to be an amazing. I think it's going to be an invitation to have an amazing conversation. I think it's going to be an invitation to say we are not that different. It's going to be an amazing invitation to have a conversation about that we belong to each other, and that we have an opportunity, that we are all equal at the table, that we don't know what this person who found himself homeless
Hmm.
paid for his meal. We
Hmm.
have no judgment there.
Hmm.
But we also, though, don't know that the mom that came in with 5 kids, we don't
Mm.
know if she paid $5 for her meal or if she volunteered for her meal. There is no judgment.
I love
Um,
that. I love that. Let's put some love on the screen, you guys. Give me just a second here. We have rounded the corner of the first half hour of the show. And at this point, I want to welcome all of you that I didn't have a chance to acknowledge. Kim Jorgensen Game, thank you from Southwest Michigan. Tara Stan, how are you? From Stan Mansion in Logan Square in Chicago. Thank you for joining us. And the rest of you that I haven't called by name. For instance, Lori Whitney, good morning to all of you. We're here today with Shelley Massey of Aurora, Illinois, who is in the process of putting into the community pay as you go, or pay as you can rather, cafe will be known as the Goldfinch Cafe. It is a model. There are 60 others somewhere in there, I think, around the country, maybe even around the world.
mhm,
And we're talking today about the mindset. I want all of you right now, invite people to come and listen to this because I know I'm sitting here, I'm keeping it real with you. I'm hitting the purpose belt because I'm going to keep it real. And I am asking myself, um, in my mind, Shelly, I know if I come in and I see a ratio of 20 people that look like me, or seem cleaned up and blah, 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 I'm coming in to, oh, look at me, supporting this great cause or whatever. It's easy when you see one or two. Oh, look at the mother with, and you all keep it real, you know. And we're talking about that ego and that judgment thing. But
mhm,
what about if I walk in and I'm the only one? And if I'm the only one who can pay full price, and there's 20 others who are going to volunteer, or I can
mhm,
tell, oh, look, her clothes are a little dirty, or oh, look at that. So let me ask you. So how how do you think, and what have you experienced in the community when you first said, "Here's what I propose to do"? Was there any pushback, Charlie, or was it,
oh, yeah.
"Come on, bring it on"? Because you know how we are around this area.
Oh, absolutely. Actually, when I get pushback, I'm going to be honest, sometimes I get a little defensive, because as an empath, I think, how could you not want this? But I
What do you
also,
hear?
though,
What do you hear? What's your biggest
I
objection?
hear, how could this be sustainable?
Well, I
How
was
could this
thinking
be
that too. I
sustainable?
was I, I was
Yeah,
asking that too.
absolutely. And so that is why I have, so I need to let you know, I have an amazing board of directors.
Okay.
Um, and our financial team it will keep us on our toes. They want to make sure that we have an 80-20 ratio. 80% of our neighbors that come in will be paying, will make sure that are paying full price or paying it forward, with 20% of our neighbors either paying nothing or a percentage of for the meal. And so, and that percentage will be made up by me fundraising.
So are the
Um,
people that work there, Shelley, are they volunteers? So like the servers, for instance, if I
yeah,
were to
yeah.
leave a
So,
tip, if I were to leave a tip, does that go
yeah,
in someone's pocket or does it go inside to add to the sustainability of the venture?
great question. So, 80% of our staff will be volunteer, and 20% of our staff will be paid a fair, livable wage. I want to make sure that our staff don't have to look for other jobs,
Okay.
because that too is very important to me. We will have an amazing, I'm so excited about this. We are going to have what are called little goldfinch tokens, where when
Oh,
you come in, you will be able to purchase little goldfinches.
okay.
And you can purchase these tokens, and for $10, each token will be $10, and you can purchase a token to pay it forward then for someone else's meal. So you can put it in the jar right when you check out, or you can buy, how many tokens you want, and you can pass them out to neighbors in the community. So then when neighbors bring them in, they know their meal is completely taken care of. So how fun is that then, like around, I don't know, any time of the year? Like you think, what, I really would like to bless, my neighbors. I would
Mhm.
really love to bless anyone.
I love
I
it.
know, you know,
I love it. I love the idea. I think what I love most about it, or one of the things that I love most, is that it's like an elbow nudge. It's like an elbow nudge. Where it will help us. I know it would help me look for opportunities to pay it forward. It's a built-in opportunity. Sometimes I'll pay somebody's toll. The person behind me, and just say, get them
yes,
and let them go through. And I
yes,
love it. And I've been chased down a few times where people are like, I'm gonna, it matters to people. And so I love that aspect of it. Um, however, and I'm playing the advocate.
yeah.
I hate the other word, but you know what I'm saying. Because we need to talk about these things.
Mhm,
So what about people now? What about zoning? Because
mhm.
when you trying to get things passed, and you go, well, what kind of people is this going to bring into the air? You see, have you had that
Yeah.
conversation yet? And if you have, how's it gone?
So I believe in the core of me that it will be exactly where it is supposed to be. I
Okay.
believe that I am imagining it. I am manifesting it
Hmm.
in my head, and in my heart exactly where it is supposed to be.
Okay, and this is a great spot to bring this in. Let's bring this
Yes,
in because we need to talk about this so maybe we can find a solution. Now
yes,
you have your board. You've already gotten approved through the IRS for nonprofit status.
right, right,
You have the website. You
right.
have the business plan. You
Yep.
have people, I'm sure, that are ready to volunteer. You probably have
Hmm.
menu items already laid out and everything.
Yep.
And the one thing you don't have, which might surprise our audience, is a location.
Location.
Why is this still not a reality? What's holding it
So in
up?
all reality, so we need to gain capital.
Okay.
So we are in the fundraising stage right now,
Ha.
which is fantastic, right? Because I think again, it is an invitation um, to tell the story, to share the opportunity, to invite people to the table, to educate people. A lot of people don't know about food insecurity. They don't know about um, how lonely communities are. They don't. They have forgotten that we belong to each other.
Hmm.
Um, they have forgotten that we all come to the table hungry for something.
For something.
And for some of us, it's just loneliness, and we're too prideful to admit it.
You know what? That is so true. A lot of people think that, let's say for instance, um, older people that you see like at the mall, walking or in a Myers, congregating over where the coffee and donuts are every morning. That's not just because they don't have anything else to do. That's because a lot of people are lonely. They truly are lonely. You don't have to be homeless and broke to be lonely. We all know that. And so I want to ask you, let's put a call to action out. Why don't we? How can people
Mhm.
get involved? And tell us where you are right now with your fundraising efforts. Is there a GoFundMe? Are you doing
Yeah,
what are you doing to raise these funds?
yeah,
How far off are you? What do you need to make this real?
yeah. So we're looking to raise quite a lot of money. um, And so actually, if you go to our website, you're going to look right in the top right corner. It'll say donate. And
Okay,
it's going to take,
hold on. Time out. Time out. We want this to happen. So let's put a face on it because I can't write you a check, Shelly Massey, that says pay to the or pay in the amount of a big amount of money. What are we talking here? $1
we're
million,
talking,
$100,000, $800? What are we talking here?
we're talking $850,000.
$850,000. Now, let's let that sink in because I want people to understand exactly what you have bitten off. You didn't have to do this.
No.
You could stay in your house, play with your kids and your grand love, which you still have to explain. And and do what you've been doing, but you have put yourself out there, and 850K is just what's left. So that in and of itself tells me how important this is to you and how potentially important it could be to all of us. So go in there, tell us what we can do, how can we help, and is there a target date to raise all this? Do we have a deadline? When would you like to see this open and ready to go? Yeah,
Yes.
manifest. There you go.
Our target date is summer 2021. If you go to the Goldfinch website, in the top right corner, you're going to see a donate button. You're going to be taken to the Community Foundation. Our money is handled through the Fox Valley Community Foundation. They are just another eyes and ears for our funds, which we love. We love that we have them. Yeah, that's it. It's that simple. It's absolutely that simple.
It is, but let me you say that here because we're here and it's not a sunny day, but anyway, it's a day, and here we all are. But when you say it's that simple, really quickly, if you can, Shelly, tell everybody if you can find the words what it feels like when you're laying in bed, kids are sleeping, and you're laying there and you're staring at the ceiling, trying to go to sleep, wondering, will they ever get it?
Yeah. Oh. It feels like a tightening in my chest. It feels like I'm fighting an uphill battle.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like sometimes the weight of the world on my shoulders. But it feels like a fight that I would fight 1,000,000 times over.
Why is this so important to you?
Because I believe with all my heart that we've forgotten that we belong to each other.
First of all, if you didn't get a chill just now out there, you need to go and check something. So go on, Shelly. We belong to each other.
And I think that by creating a space where truly all are welcome, no matter the means, no matter who you love, no matter who you worship, no matter anything, that we could heal a community, that we could remember who we are, and we could remember what we are. I think that especially as we enter into another tumultuous time with the election, that we need to be very mindful of creating safe spaces where we can have conversations and listen to each other. Because I believe that the more that we divide, the more that we the more that we shut our doors, the more that we build things that leave people out,
Mm.
the farther away we become from each other.
Oh,
So if we are not going to take action and not just say things on Facebook and on social media, if we are not going to take social action and do the hard things and do the scary hard things of creating space, then we are never going to get anywhere.
you better preach. For those of you who have popped in the last few minutes, we're here today. Welcome to the show. I'm Loren Michaels Harris. You're in the midst of today's episode of Bathroom Moments, where my guest today is Shelley Massey of Aurora, Illinois. She is the founder of and creator of a local, soon to be, we're going to claim that and speak it into existence, Pay As You Can Cafe, known as the Goldfinch Cafe. I encourage all of you. Tara Stan, you've already asked, and she said, congratulations. Where can we donate? Get over to www.goldfinchcafe.org. Did I say that correctly?
Yeah, the
Oh,
goldfinchcafe.org.
so it's the Goldfinch Cafe.org. Okay, I typed it in wrong, you guys. Put a the in front of it. So it's somebody else type that in, please. www.thegoldfinchcafe.org. And she said, up in the right hand corner, you'll see where you can do that. Shelley Dale says, we are our brother's keepers. Kim Jorgensen, Dane, we all come to the table hungry for something. Amen. When I was a single mom, I just wanted to be seen. I wanted someone to talk to who could understand. Wish we'd known each other then, Shelley. Thankful at Listen to Your Mother, which brought us all together. Um, as we get ready to round the final lap here, um, what are you do? Are you guys doing? Is there something on the website other than the donate tab? Do you have any fundraisers coming up? Is there something people can donate that can help? I mean, if you're going to do a fundraiser, is there a silent auction? You know what I'm saying? What can that person who feels like I wish they were open, I would go in and
Yeah,
donate my time. Uh,
yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
let's take it from the rooter to the tutor. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
From the person
absolutely.
with nothing to the person with everything. How can we all help? So what else
Mhm.
is there besides just dollars that you need
Yeah,
or could
definitely.
use?
So, in the next couple weeks, you're going to see things pop that you will be able to donate your time because fundraisers. Actually, tonight we're meeting as a board, and our fundraising will go up. Our fundraising events will go up on the website.
Awesome.
We are going to be doing pop-up events with different restaurants where we are going to be doing brunches, a pay what you can brunches with different restaurants
Ooh,
in the local area,
I'm
which will be
in.
so fun because
Yeah.
we want the concept to start rolling.
Ooh, Chera Stan. I just want to say, Chera Stan's always inviting me to brunch at the Drake. So now I'm inviting you to brunch wherever they're going to have it here in the Naperville, Aurora area. So, ooh, that's great. I love that. Keep going.
Mhm. Yeah, so that's another idea. If you own a restaurant, we're looking for restaurants to partner with us as we do this. So we would do like a restaurant takeover for either a meal or a day, and just introduce the concept. Or if you had like a pay what you can burger for the month, just
An
so
item.
people, one item.
What
Yeah.
about, have you thought about that thing? Like you go into a restaurant and they'll say, like, I know Panda Express does it all the time. Would you like to round up
Mm.
and
Yeah.
donate your change to, so listen, if you have a restaurant or a business or something, maybe you're willing to allow your patrons to round up and send the rest over to this worthy cause. I say at the beginning when you guys all heard me say, uh, when you hear that bell, it's your chance to be a part of something bigger than yourself. That's just to show you that there are those opportunities all around us if only we look. And here again is a chance for you, for me, for us to be a part of something bigger than ourselves. There is an 80-20 rule, which is alive and mandatory within this universe. 80% about everything we do should be of service to others, and the other 20 is all you. Okay? That's more than enough. More than enough. What you pour into others is what is greater than you. That is exactly what will be poured into you by what is greater than you. Let's put it that way. So I want to hit the bell of purpose and ask you all, reach out, share this show today, the replay, make a call, send an email, have a conversation, head to the website, ask for more intel. Please, what can you do? Even if you are anywhere else in the world, maybe the goldfinch is not something for you, but there is a goldfinch like idea right in your
Mhm.
neck of the woods. And
Mhm.
even if it isn't this, there are 100 million other needs. Find one and contribute, won't you please? Together, this life. You know what life is? It is a modern day stone soup experience. Bring
Oh,
whatever it is needed and it
yeah.
is valuable. Shelley, I just love what you're doing. I am in love with you. I thank you because you could be doing 100 other things, but you're not. You're doing this. And I applaud you and I tip my hat to you. And you're welcome back here on Bathrobe Moments anytime. And if there's anything we can do to help support you, just let us know, won't you please?
I will. Thank you so much.
Oh,
So
hey.
grateful.
No, we're the ones. Thank you all. Thank you, Shelley. And you have an open invitation. Come back anytime. And
Thank
please
you.
go in and drop all of your connectors inside the comments so people that would love to continue the dialogue with you know exactly how to make that happen. Will you do that
Will
for
do.
us?
I will. I will.
Okay. God bless you. Keep being
Thank you.
a catalyst for change. I really love what you're doing, and I mean that.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
You have a great
Bye.
day now. Thank you. Wow, what a great story. So you guys, please, I am begging you, absolutely begging you to get over to thegoldfinchcafe.org and just take a look. See how it makes you feel. Follow what you are being led to do, and let's do what we can to support this worthy cause and this wonderful woman, Shelley. I'm Lauren Michaels Harris. It's time to get out of here, but tomorrow my guest is David Gold from Canada. He will be here talking about all the great things he's doing to change lives up there, one person at a time, one day at a time. I love you all. I thank you so much. And listen, you know, you don't have to. I just want to say I'm not even going to do the. Oh shoot! I'm not even going to do the show closer. How come I hear myself echoing? There we go. What I am going to say is this. I'm going to not waste any time. The last couple minutes, I'm going to put a plea out there for you to whatever your belief sets. If you're a believer, then pray about this. I can't imagine, and I have a my own thing with the Power of We Symposium. And I have never had to go to sleep wondering where I was going to find $850,000. I've laid awake and just like Shelley, and I needed $4,000 or $6,000, and I know it still feels like 850 at the time, but it's not the same. I'm just saying it's not the same. So I can only imagine, and that what this is doing in her world. So I just want to ask you guys, who do you know? Who do you know? You might be surprised at what you could do to make this happen, okay? Everybody deserves a place at the table. I love this. Man, you got me thinking, Shelley. You got me thinking. And I hope she has you all thinking too. Um, just remember, we're not we're not doing it. We can go on about our lives and this and the other. Shelley is she's not just saying, "Oh, look what needs to be done. Oh, look at that. Oh, somebody needs to." No, she is that somebody. She stepped up with 5 kids. 5. Count them. 5. Can't we at least see what we can do to support? I knew you would. Thank you all so much. God bless you. I'm just gonna go out dry today and just say bye bye. I'll see you tomorrow. And be good to each other. Love each other. and get out there now and do what it is we do. Love up on each other with everything you can. But remember, in order to do that effectively, you have to find the nearest mirror and love that person first. Do that, and the rest will follow. That's a promise. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning right here on the front porch for another installment of Lauren Michaels Harris. Be the blessing, but first see the blessing. See you later. Bye bye now.